Cabela's Hunter, this video is for you. Okay folks, one of my viewers wanted to see a knife and a hatchet or tomahawk throwing video, and you've seen some video of me throwing them. Now I'm going to describe to you how I personally do it. First of all, let's talk about the knife that we're going to use, and let's talk about safety first. First of all, when you're practicing with your knife, don't let your friends be less than 25 yards behind you when you're throwing this knife or any other knife. As you can see, this knife is a very heavy knife. If it bounces back, and believe you me, it can and will bounce back at you from time to time because you will miss. So make sure your friends are well far behind you, and be careful because this knife can come back spinning backwards. It could actually strike you in the heart and kill you. So be safe before you do this. Little guys, little girls, don't do it without your adult supervision. Now, what you see me do out here is throw this knife. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back here and show you, but I'm not going to release. I'm going to come forward. And that knife is in a flat bladed position right there with the handle sticking that way. That's where the release point is when I throw the knife. The only thing you have to figure out about your knife is where your flip range is. That means how far you have to get back from your target so that the knife will flip one time before it strikes the target. Okay, these knives that you see advertised on the internet with no handles are good knives to throw at a target for practice, but they're no good in the field. Simply because, and as you notice, they don't have a handle on them. Because when you target practice with the knife, you're going to miss and you're going to break the handles off your knife. So that's the reason target knives don't have any handles, because you will never hit the target every time and make it sink in. The reason I use a heavy bladed and a heavy handled knife is because when the knife comes to the target, the handle of the knife is heavy enough to make that knife penetrate the target more. I have a very sharp knife there, and a very heavy blade and a very heavy handle. If you throw it at an animal, like as being your victim, as something you're going to try to kill, like I said before, strike for the neck of the animal and have a heavy knife so that that knife handle pushes the knife blade into the animal. It's no different with the tomahawk or hatchet. The very same thing. You have to flip range your tomahawk. This one's range is 20 feet. I'm throwing 20 feet to the target, and it flips exactly one time before it strikes the target. If you want to double that, that would mean I would have to back up 40 feet. That's nearly impossible for me to strike a target at 40 feet with a tomahawk very accurately. So nobody really knows too much about that. The further back you are means that it takes you longer to recover your knife or your hatchet, tomahawk, either one, if you're throwing it at it. So you want to be the one flip range, meaning if you're hunting an animal and you're trying to strike for that animal's neck, you can strike it in the neck with this tomahawk. This tomahawk is very thin bladed and will sink very deep into the animal's neck. The blade is so thin that it will bury all the way up in the neck, which means it will penetrate the spinal cord of the animal, or cut the aorta of the animal, cut the jugular vein, one of the main veins. So remember, you have to flip range your knife, whichever one you're using. Flip range that tomahawk, that's for you. And wherever you release that, it has to be done exactly the same way every time. Every time you turn loose to make it stick that target, you have to do it that way every time. Just like playing horseshoes, you got to make the same step, the same motion, as though you were playing golf, the very same way. So be careful, have fun, above all, be safe. And that's another tip from your Bland County Survivor Man. Have a nice day. And above all, don't just go out and throw at some animal and just to be throwing at something. If you're in a survival situation, of course, but don't just be going out here somewhere trying to kill some animal with a hatchet or a knife just because you see me throwing that way. That's not what this is about. This is about just teaching some of the primitive skills that I know about.